Hello everybody, I'm Frida Stoffer. It's bright and early on Monday morning. Well, it's 10:13 a.m. Bright and early for me. I had to bring something to school for one of my kids. He forgot his device. Everything is done on their devices these days. And I like that. They don't have to cut down so many trees to use paper all the time. I don't know what the trade-off is really, but at least the trees can stay standing. So I've gone back on to like restart keto because I don't think I ever actually started from the beginning. I just sort of gradually found my way into it because the more I learned about it, the easier it sounded and the easier it has been. And I've successfully lost 60 pounds. So I decided to start from, like, pretend I'm starting from day one and start from the beginning again, because I need to lose weight quickly from now until October, because otherwise I won't make it to lose weight on time to ride the zip line. So I have taken this radical approach and decided to start it again from the beginning, because I didn't have a time where I spent 5 days making sure I get 0 carbs. I would keep it extremely low. Like most days I wouldn't have any bread or anything with sugar. And then on a birthday I would eat cake, which I will eat cake on a birthday, but including my own on September 12th. But I actually want a cinnamon roll from Panera Bread for my birthday. But I'm going to keep going like I have started from the beginning, and I will restart every single week if I have to get that weight off. I don't care if I have to spend 5 days a week eating like the beginning of keto. Which is mostly cheese and dairy fat and eggs and meat, like bacon, the fatty meats, because it's important to have 70% fat, and then like a smaller amount of protein, and then very tiny bit of carbs, barely. But for the first 5 days I will have 0 carbs. And then in the old days, when I was still childbearing age, I couldn't live without my carbs. I had to have at least 1 or 2 servings of especially white bread, because it is the best way to remove that we know of, to remove excess estrogen from your body. Otherwise your cycle would never stop if you don't remove the excess estrogen from your body. And there are fruits and vegetables that are also anti-estrogenic. They remove the estrogen from your body. So I had to follow that list a lot when I was younger, but now I don't have to follow that anymore. So, and I'm just saying it in case I'm talking to someone who is a childbearing age and you have the cycles to watch out for. You don't want to mess with that. You don't want hormone imbalances. Those are horrible. But now that I'm older, and any of my viewers who are older are probably okay to do this with me if you want to. One thing that inspires me is when my supporters, my subscribers, tell me that they are also watching their carbs now and they're having success because I inspired them. And when you say I inspired you, then you inspire me too to keep going and to realize that what I do affects other people, you know. So when I do something good for myself, I can inspire people to do good for themselves too. And and that's important for a person who wants to do what I want to do with social media, is to use it for a force to the good. And when I was overeating and proud of it, then I probably inspired other people to do the same. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to inspire people to do something that's not helpful. I'm a little sleepy, but that's because I took melatonin and Benadryl last night. I use Benadryl when I run out of my prescription allergy medicine, and it makes me sleepy the next day, and melatonin does too. So the melatonin I have has zinc in it, so I'm taking it for the zinc, but I take them at nighttime, and then I still have leftover sleepiness. But it's not that I'm tired because I slept enough. I'm gonna go to the garden for a little bit now, and then after I've been in the garden, I'll have coffee. Those are my beans already. They're I've been training them to climb the bed, and I expect them to do that. I'm training them. If this works out well here, I'm gonna make this backyard my bean place, because they weren't super happy at the other garden. Oh, that tree died. It died, and it is growing back from the roots. I didn't know it had died. Maybe it was from the cold. It was super, super cold last winter. So I have a raspberry bush. One. I tried to have 3, but what I found out, I bought the one that, this one is the one that I bought that was already growing in a pot. And it's growing much better than the 2 that I bought that were roots in a package. Those roots in a package are not very strong at all. This one had been growing for a while, but now it isn't. Wait a second. That might be raspberry. I don't know. I'm not gonna... It might be growing from the bottom. I don't want it to, I don't want to cut it until I'm sure about that. That feels like raspberry leaves and looks like raspberry leaves. So it might actually be growing out from the roots. The stem though is dead. The stem had a leaf on it when I bought it, and it lived for a while, but now it's dead. But it looks like it is growing back from the roots. And this one, I don't even see a stem in here anymore. But, oh, probably. Let your dad take care of that. He'll, yeah, that one is gone forever. But if I have two, I'm doing all right. But I might try to get one more that's already growing, and that one might need a trellis. What are you doing in there? What are you doing in there, kitten? I love how they follow me around when I'm in the garden. I'm so happy that's growing. I didn't expect that. When I saw the stem dead, I basically said a eulogy for it. I'm happy if it grows from the bottom and starts over. That tree is doing the same. It died. I think someone should cut the branches off so it can put all of its energy into the growth from the ground. I just want to pull these weeds out so they don't compete for our nutrients from the soil, from the plants that I do want. Yes, I'm so excited about this though. Very, very. Next year it'll get bigger, a lot bigger, if it doesn't freeze during the winter. Yeah, and that raspberry has a long vine laying there on the ground. So I guess I could prune it. I could prune that branch off that's way out there. If I want it to be more bushy and less viney. See all my little buddies? It's so flattering that they all follow me. They love me. They want to be near me. And they do the same when the kids are outside doing something. They just hang out nearby. You're so curious about what's going on and full of love. So I had used an old commode as a planter here, and then when we had an ice storm, a tree branch fell and broke the commode. So that's what these pieces are here. And I've decided to leave them here because maybe it would deter the cats from digging here. And it doesn't look like they have dug here yet. So I'm happy if they don't dig here. I want to see if there are any squash coming up here. I planted some here. It rained a lot. They should be coming up soon. When it doesn't rain, I water them with peroxide water too. Whoop, excuse me, love. Excuse me. I see some little things growing here. I think that might be the greens my mom gave me. I hope they grow and give me something to eat. And I think there is a I guess that's some kind of mushroom. And I have this pumpkin. I hope it gives me something to eat too. What are you digging down there? What are you digging? What are you digging? You're digging yourself a toilet? I think so. Oh, don't let me step on you. Now these beans are awesome. They are blooming They usually smell sweet, although for some reason I can't smell them. I think COVID took away my smell of these flowers. But it brought bumblebees and butterflies in the garden that I have not seen here before. I saw an orange butterfly, which most of the time I see little white ones, but yesterday I saw an orange butterfly here for the first time since we moved here. And it's getting beans. I want to save the beans so I can plant some again next year. It's kind of important for me. I enjoy having these in the garden as a I mean, I know we've eaten them in the past, but my mom said we're not really supposed to eat them. So I'm just going to have them as seeds and use them to invite pollinators to the garden. They do a good job of that. They love these flowers. And they're gorgeous. A gorgeous vine to have in the garden. I don't know why those sunflowers turned brown. Maybe I thought maybe if some kind of bug got to them, because otherwise they were tall and pretty. I think that down there is a squash growing from the ones I planted. That little thing with 2 leaves. I think so. So if I get one plant to give me a few vegetables to eat, I'm happy. But if I get 3 or 4, I'll be even happier. This plant was free. I got it from Home Depot. Yeah, the lady gave it out for free, and I took 2. There's one here and there's one under the pumpkin vine there. They're so pretty and they have a smell. It's kind of a lemony smell. It's creeping around. I don't really know what it is. I just took it because it was free and it looked like it needed a place to grow. There's something growing here. What is this? Is part of that pumpkin vine? Yeah, I think it's part of the pumpkin vine. I want it to be in the side. I don't want it to be in the driveway. Yeah, I need to bring my... I love these bushes because it gets some kind of berries in the fall. And I want the wild birds to have food. So I don't want to cut them down because it's a source... And they spend a lot of time eating those berries. I have quite a few of those here, but they do get quite big. At the beginning of the summer, I might cut a few of them down, but by the end of the summer, they've grown back, so I don't want to cut them now at the end of the summer when they're fixing to give berries for the birds. Then I don't have to buy bird seeds. It's growing everywhere here. What are you doing? I also thought the sunflowers would be a great way to feed birds. Feed wild birds. What are you doing? They were just playful and fun and sweet. And Theodore's sleepy as always. He's always sleepy in the daytime. He's nocturnal. Yesterday, I picked some green beans, or was it the day before? I picked green beans off of this plant. They were long, like the yard-long beans. So I don't know if those were the ones. I thought that I put the black beans here, but I'm not sure now. I'm confused. Maybe the ones my husband gave me seeds for are also long. I'm not sure. Their beans were black. If you let them get old, the beans on the inside will be black. I like it when I get beans off a plant or any vegetable. they have some blooms, so I'm hoping I can still pick a few, especially if the weather cools now. I think it's supposed to be hot again next week, but it rained yesterday and last night, so it cooled off a little. But tomorrow, I should look really well and see if there are any. I don't think ants are doing any damage. I think that if something was damaging the leaves, yeah, there's aphids on there. I better get a bottle of soap out here and spray them good. Bottle of dish soap and water. That would take care of those animals. But if I could, I should bring some ladybugs in the garden, but that's okay. I can get here faster with some of that spray.